Hello guys, welcome. This is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com, and in this tutorial we will see what is the difference in running Cursor when you have MCP servers configured versus you don't have. Okay, so Cursor can do similar stuff, like it can deploy the code to the org even if you are not using Salesforce DX MCP server. Okay, but the way it runs the command behind the scene is slightly different. So if you don't have MCP server configured, it runs those commands as shell commands, which is directly inside of your terminal. Whereas in the case of if you have Salesforce DX MCP server configured, it is going to run them as TypeScript commands. Now, what is the difference between shell commands and TypeScript commands? So what is a shell command? A shell command is something you type in the terminal, like you write in PowerShell command prompt or Mac terminal. So like here in the Cursor also, if you click on terminal, new terminal, this is where it will run the command through if you don't have the MCP server configured inside of Cursor. Okay, so if let's say behind the scene it ran this command, if the MCP server is not configured, it will run it as a shell command. Okay, this command will be sent to the Salesforce CLI, which then does the work and prints back the text output. So it is going to send you back a response in the form of text. Think of it like shouting instructions at a worker through a wall. You tell the worker what needs to be done, they will do it, and they will shout back the results. So the results is going to be in a text format. They're not going to be properly formatted. They're just like logs. Okay, you only hear text, you don't know the exact structure of what came back. Okay. Whereas if you run those commands as TypeScript commands, which basically behind the scene gets executed when you have configured an MCP server, what are TypeScript commands? They basically are direct function calls in the code, not something typed in a shell. So the way they run it, the Cursor runs it, will be slightly different. It is going to use an MCP server behind the scene, and the commands will not be run as a shell command, whereas if you have not configured it, it will run it as shell commands. Okay, so here the code will directly talk to Salesforce API through the Salesforce libraries. The result that will come back will not just be a text output, it is going to be a structured object. It will have a status. It will tell you how many tests were passed. Let's say if you wanted to run the Apex test class, it will tell you how many test methods passed, how much was the code coverage. So it will give you much better response if you run them as TypeScript commands. Okay. It is similar to getting the work done, but in one you're getting just a text output, whereas in the other you're getting a more structured response. Okay, that is the difference. So now what does additional MCP offers inside of Cursor? So let's say we are using Salesforce DX MCP server. Now, when we are using Salesforce DX MCP server, you have these additional tools that you get access to. Now, through that, basically, you can do a lot more things. You can deploy your code, you can run test classes, you can refactor your code, you can do a lot of things. You can retrieve the code, you can run the queries, you can do all of these things through the Salesforce DX MCP server. So Salesforce DX MCP server is like a bridge that lets AI tools, which is like Cursor, safely talk to Salesforce org. So the safety is very, very important, and you get that safety when you are talking through the MCP server. Cursor, otherwise, if the MCP server is not configured, Cursor would run these Salesforce CLI commands in your terminal. Okay, inside of your terminal, it will run it. But this MCP server is a special Salesforce built version that will directly talk to Salesforce using the TypeScript libraries, basically function calls instead of running shell commands. It gives you more safer, more controlled access to your org. So it's beneficial doing it via the MCP server versus running it as a shell command. Okay. Now, what are the key features of MCP? You have direct interaction. The AI doesn't just suggesting the code. It can actually run the Salesforce actions like deploying your code, run your test classes, query the codes, etc. It is more secure. Instead of making you paste tokens into a configuration file, it is going to use already authenticated Salesforce CLI login. You don't have to re-authenticate yourself. It will understand that you're already authenticated. Even in the case of when we did the authorize the org through the Visual Studio Code, we don't have to reauthorize ourselves in Cursor. Okay, it will automatically understand. And then in the mcp.json, you don't have to put your username password inside of mcp.json. All you need to do is you need to tell, hey, this is my alias for the dev org, and this is how I want to connect to. Okay, so you don't have to paste that credential information in mcp.json. It will automatically use your authenticated Salesforce CLI login. It gives you more granular access control. You choose exactly which orgs the MCP server can touch. For example, you can allow dev sandbox, but you can block production. So you can control, you have more control over which orgs you are being connected to and which MCP, which orgs do you want to talk to and make changes to. Okay, so you have much more granular access control. Now, security features. What additional security features MCP provides? So first of all, you're not running the commands as shell commands. You're running it as a TypeScript command, so nothing is inside of your terminal. It basically calls Salesforce APIs directly using the TypeScript libraries. And because we are using directly calling the Salesforce API through the TypeScript libraries, it is faster and much safer. Okay, so less chance of hacking or running into unwanted code. So it's better to do it through the MCP servers. No secrets in configuration files. So inside of your config file, you don't have to paste username or passwords or token inside of mcp.json. It basically reuses the encrypted login sessions you already have from Salesforce CLI. So once you have made that authorize the org, it will automatically reuse those login sessions. You don't have to retype or you provide your username passwords inside of mcp.json. Tokens will stay hidden. MCP tools never pass around your real access tokens. They just use username/aliases to know which org to talk to. So you're not pasting your tokens inside of your mcp.json. You're basically using aliases. So if you go back to cursor.json here, and if I click on this, you will see that inside of Salesforce DX, all I am mentioning that, okay, this is the default target org. So whichever is my default target org, it will talk to that particular org. I don't have to configure the login credentials for that org. It automatically understood it. Okay. So that is the power of using MCP. Org allow listing. You explicitly pick which orgs can be accessed by the MCP. You are going to define that. And if you're logged into 5 orgs, MCP might only allow you 1 or 2 orgs to be touched. So that is another power of MCP. It is much more secure. You're not running the commands as shell commands. These are basically, you are directly calling the Salesforce API. It is more secure. You're not passing your tokens around. You're not putting your username passwords. It is much more safer. Okay, that is what the use of MCP does. Why do we need MCP in Cursor? First is safety and control. The Salesforce DX MCP server. Now I'm just using one of these MCP server. Now it is applicable to any MCP server, GitHub or Playwright. I'm just using Salesforce DX as an example. Salesforce DX MCP server is safer, smarter, and more controlled way for AI tools like Cursor to interact with Salesforce org. Okay, so that's why we need to use MCP. Instead of running shell commands, it uses direct libraries. Instead of exposing secrets, it uses your existing encrypted authentication. Instead of having unlimited access, it uses org allow listing. So that is what is the difference between using MCP server versus not using them. Okay, so just to recap, when you are using MCP servers, your authentication, you already is authenticated because you've already done it through Salesforce CLI. You don't have to enter your username passwords again. You don't have to put tokens inside mcp.json. You have much more control. You're not running commands as shell commands. You're directly calling the libraries through the TypeScript commands. Okay, so that is the major difference. Now here you can see in the traditional flow, what happens is Cursor calls the Salesforce CLI, run those commands in the terminal, and then it will connect to your Salesforce org. Whereas here through the MCP, basically the Cursor will talk to Salesforce DX MCP server, and this will do all the work. And it is basically direct TypeScript APIs, and then it will connect through Salesforce org. So this is much better, and you will have much more safety and much more control. So that is the major difference. I hope you guys are enjoying these tutorials. I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.